Hi there, my name is Chris. This is Late Listening. I've been doing a series about albums that came out in 1995, and in retrospect, I should have probably started with this one. Today's album is the Batman Forever soundtrack, which was a big deal to me in 1995.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
I want to say, before we get started, that this video is not about Batman Forever the movie. It's just about music from and inspired by. So don't give me any comments that are like, the Tim Burton movies are better and whatever. Nah, it's not about the movie. All I will say about the movie is that in the summer of 1995, I saw Batman Forever in the theater. I had a lot of fun because I was 12 years old, and what 12-year-old kid doesn't like a Batman movie in the summertime? Shortly after, I bought this soundtrack with my own money, and I listened to it all summer long. Also, I should say that I grew up in a little town where we didn't have like rock radio. We had MTV, and we had the radio stations played country music or oldies. My parents also playing that kind of music. So I didn't know almost any of the artists on this album. And so this was a big deal to me in 1995. So in honor of the 30-year anniversary of the movie and the soundtrack, I'm going to take a little look back, a little retrospective, and I hope you'll join me. All right, track one, U2. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. This song is a banger. I kind of forgot about this song. I haven't listened to it for a long time. I was never the biggest U2 fan. I don't hate U2, but I never really could get into U2 much. I remember back in the day, my friend's older sister really liked the Joshua Tree, and she had that. She actually had that on vinyl. And I remember listening to that and being like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then this song, I like this song. It's pretty good. I believe that the origin of this comes from the Zooropa sessions back in 1993. This was actually a single from the Batman Forever soundtrack. And the music video is quite insane. Bono had the character of The Fly. At the time, it was like this rock star character because, it's not cool to be a rock star, but you can make a rock star character, and in that way, maybe you don't sell out. I don't even know. But anyway, and then so that's Bono's character of The Fly, and then this kind of devil character that looks pretty much like the Joker in these like animated sequences. It's totally bonkers. If you've never seen the music video, you should check it out. And that's all intercut with like scenes from the movie. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about the lyrics to the song. It's just, it is what it is. It's U2. Track 2, PJ Harvey, One Time Too Many. This song I always thought was just kind of like a jam. It just seemed like it came out of a jam session. I don't know if that's really true. I couldn't find much information about this, but it seemed like, the guitar and the way that the song is kind of built is just like this kind of repetitive, like groovy jam. But then in the second half, that organ comes in. I love it when the keys come in. It's really cool. And this song was actually a B-side on the Come On Billy single. I think there were like 3 or 4 B-sides on there, and this was one of them. Yeah, but I love PJ Harvey. I had no idea who PJ Harvey was when I heard this for the first time, but I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. Like the gritty guitar and yeah, kind of grungy, kind of punk, kind of bluesy. It's like everything. Track 3, Brandy. I gotta say, like, I like hip hop, but I'm not the biggest fan of like R&B or I like soul music to a degree, but yeah, R&B is like one of the genres that I never really go to. Like I like a few songs, but Brandy, I can't say much about Brandy. Like, she was huge back in the 90s. But this song, actually, I really like. And I found out much later, it was written by Lenny Kravitz. It was written and arranged entirely by him, and then he just brought her in as the singer. And I think that's why it's so awesome. Like, and actually, I'm not even that big of a Lenny Kravitz fan, but I really like how this song really has a funk element to it. It's like, Brandy's singing so smooth and cool, but it's like the music is just like neo-funk. It's so awesome. And then weirdly, she was only 16 at the time when this was recorded too. She started so young. All right, track number 4, the giant, massive hit song from 1995. And still to this day, I can barely listen to this song. Just was so overplayed, but it's an amazing song. That's Seal, A Kiss from a Rose. thinking about this, like track 3, Brandy's song, and then track 4, Seal's Kiss from a Rose, both of these songs are like really interesting pop music. I feel like I don't know much about like pop nowadays except for like K-pop and J-pop because I live in Japan and that's like what I'm hearing all the time. But I feel like pop songs used to like take risks more and like they were really kind of intricate and interesting sometimes. I know there used to be simple like dumb pop songs too, but I feel like Where Are You Now and Kiss from a Rose are really cool songs that I wish pop music still did that kind of thing. Like, you know, brought out the funk or like brought out that like really weird, like Seal's song is like, it's on another level. Like, I don't think there's any pop song in the history of pop music that's like as unique and complicated and, yeah, that song is just incredible. So, along with Seal's Kiss from a Rose, I have already done a video on Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise, which was another massive song in 1995. That song also, for many years, I pretended like I didn't like it, but actually, I have a soft spot for Gangsta's Paradise. Kiss from a Rose is a little different. I think it's a very interesting song. I think it's very fun to analyze it. This song is very bizarre on a lot of levels, and Seal wrote it very quickly. Also, when it came out, it didn't really do anything. Like, he thought it might be at least a minor hit, but it wasn't picked up until this soundtrack, which just launched it into the stratosphere. But yeah, you couldn't really escape this song. I find it interesting because it's in waltz time, the 3/4 time, even though you wouldn't really think that. I actually didn't know that. I thought it was just in regular 4/4 time. But no, it's actually in waltz time. And also, weirdly, the pitch is 432 hertz, which is unusual. Usually songs are like 440, but this one is 432, so it's a bit lower. The whole song's pitch is a bit lower. So if you try to play along on piano, or if you try to sing, you might be able to sing it. Although I could never sing as well as Seal, that guy. His voice is incredible. But if you try to play along with it, it's going to sound kind of weird because the pitch is actually a bit lower than like your piano or your instruments would be tuned. Also, he uses so many interesting instruments like oboes and harpsichords and like all these instruments that you never hear in pop music. All right. Track number 5, Massive Attack with Tracey Thorn. Tracey Thorn from Everything But the Girl, doing the song The Hunter Gets Captured by the Game, which is a really badass song. I actually thought this was an original song for many years until I realized that it's actually a Motown song. It's an old 1960s Motown song written by Smokey Robinson. That was kind of unexpected. The original of this song by the Marvelettes could have been on the soundtrack to Jackie Brown. It's just that it's really upbeat. It's really kind of cool, like Motown pop from the 60s. I think it was 1966 it came out, and I like how Massive Attack kind of breaks it down, and they kind of rearranged the song too. It's not exactly the same, even how she sings. It begins a little differently, and I actually like both versions of this song. I like Tracey Thorn's voice. She's got a really cool, like kind of a deeper register, really powerful voice. Like in the background, Massive Attack has these amazing, like spooky atmospheres going on, these weird effects, and like you can get lost in that weird dream world. And then Tracey Thorn's voice is kind of guiding you through that. You know, it's like an unsettling dream that you kind of don't want to wake up from because the waking world might even be worse. Track number 6, Eddi Reader, Nobody Lives Without Love. So this song was written by Tonio K. and also Larry Klein, who's everybody's favorite studio bass player and producer. Tonio K. has a really wacky Wikipedia page. He's got a lot of interesting things on there. He worked with Bacharach and Dr. Dre. That's an interesting collaboration. I haven't actually heard his music, but it's kind of funny. Like his albums are like Life in the Food Chain, La Bomba, Romeo Unchained, Notes from the Lost Civilization, Ole, Yugoslavia, 16 Tons of Monkeys. What? 16 Tons of Monkeys? All right, I got to check this guy out. Anyway, yeah, this is a pretty good song, Nobody Lives Without Love. I don't know, it's kind of nice to hear a lesser-known artist. At least she was lesser known to me. She's from Scotland. And this song is not like one of my favorite songs. It's a little bit forgettable. I feel like it doesn't really belong on this soundtrack, like slotted between Massive Attack and Mazzy Star. All right, track 7, Mazzy Star, Tell Me Now. This song was actually an outtake from the sessions for Among My Swan, which is a great Mazzy Star. All Mazzy Star's great. What am I talking about? This is a phenomenal album from 1996. So they were in process of recording it when they released that song. There's actually another song on here, Rhymes of an Hour, that was on the Liv Tyler movie. What was the name of that? Stealing Beauty. Yeah, the Stealing Beauty soundtrack. Also, this album is interesting because the reverb of their early records is pretty much gone on this album and also on this song. Her voice is really clear. The instrumentation is really, really clear compared to their early work. And the lyrics of the song are just absolutely amazing too. I can't say enough about Mazzy Star, but this video is not about Mazzy Star. All I'll say is that I absolutely love their music. I have been a Mazzy Star fan since the 90s. I had a huge crush on Hope Sandoval in the 90s, and I still do. She's got an amazing voice. She's a beautiful human being. Absolutely love Mazzy Star. All right, next we have Offspring, Smash It Up, which is actually a cover of The Damned. The Damned, one of their most famous songs. It's kind of the Offspring just taking the kind of like the song by The Damned and just doing a straight up cover of it. This album is pretty cool. This is a kind of a re-release, remaster. Machine Gun Etiquette has different cover art. The actual cover is on the back. Anyway, it's got Smash It Up Part 1, Part 2. But yeah, I can't really recommend the Offspring version of Smash It Up. I always recommend the original because The Damned is fucking awesome. But the Offspring, I mean, they just keep it exactly the same. Like, this is one of those covers where it's like they don't change anything. You're just kind of like, why did you even bother to cover this song? Like, I feel like Joel Schumacher or whoever produced this, Jolene Cherry, they should have just used The Damned. Why not? Track number 9, Nick Cave, There Is a Light. This song lyrically goes hard, maybe a little too hard. Hey there, sugar, where you gonna go? I'm going downtown, daddy-o. What you gonna do when you get there, girl? I'm gonna get messed up in a God-shaped hole. Hey, Mr. Hophead, what you gonna do? I'm going downtown for some bad juju. You going downtown too, Mr. Gigolo? Damn right I am, daddy-o. I had a friend who put this song in the so awful it's awesome category. And I could see that, you know. I don't know how you feel. Leave me a comment. What do you think about Nick Cave, There Is a Light? Some people actually get really moved, you know. Another friend of mine was really moved by this song. So, I mean, I don't know. It's you either like it or you don't, I think, really. My favorite lyrics in the song is the second verse. He says, what about Mr. Preacher to forgive us our sins? Not that carrion crow with blood on his chin. And then a little bit later, and what about God and this Armageddon? He's all blissed out, man, up in heaven. So there is a God, but he's maybe planning Armageddon, and he's completely drugged out of his mind up in heaven. Yeah. I mean, this is why I like Nick Cave. He and I have a similar worldview. All right, one of my favorite songs on the record, track 10, Method Man, The Riddler. I feel like this song was really ahead of its time. I feel like, you know, MF Doom and even like Dr. Octagon and some of that stuff that came later, like, a little bit of a debt to Method Man. I mean, amazing lyrics, amazing flow in the song. You can tell Method Man is having a lot of fun with like playing from the perspective of the Riddler. Like, did crosswords, puzzling yourself. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you take the Johnny Blaze and you take that game and you plug that here into Bobby Steele's, now you are playing with power. I got your mind twisted, unrealistic wavelength draining on your brain strip inflicted, crosswords puzzling yourself, questioning your own mental health. It's like a maze within itself, yeah.
Check the grimy, slimy, criminal, individuality.
You gotta hear him say it, I can't do it. I be searching for the dark knight, lurking in the shadows of the city. He roll with Jiggy. My crime committee robbing every Gotham piggy bank blind. Take a journey through the mind of a Riddler. And then the hook. Once again, it's the mind bender, 3-time felony offender, demented, brain cemented, mixed in the blender. It's so fun. I really think Method Man must have had a great time doing this. I love the fact that he didn't take the perspective of a hero. He took the perspective of a villain. You gotta love Method Man. I mean, Shit, man. All right, track 11, Michael Hutchence, The Passenger. This song, yeah, I don't know. It's a cover. It's an Iggy Pop cover. I gotta be honest, I like the original better. Not a fan of this production. It's kind of weird, and I feel like it doesn't really do the song justice, especially because Michael Hutchence himself just kind of does an Iggy Pop impression. And I feel like if he sang in his usual voice that he sang with In Excess, like it would have been more awesome and like actually would have like brought a different quality to the song. But instead you have all this weird kind of like a synthesizer-y 80s production, and then it's like he's just doing an Iggy Pop. Like he's kind of doing the original song over top of that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not like it's terrible, but every time I listen to this, I just think like, I just want to listen to the original. I'm a huge Iggy Pop fan. I mean, maybe that's why. I mean, I don't really like In Excess and Michael Hutchence, but I mean, 2 years after this, he took his own life, and sad state of affairs. Yeah, I don't know. Track 12, The Devlins, Crossing the River. This is another song that I'm not so crazy about. It's kind of like the Eddi Reader, Nobody Lives Without Love. Like, it's a pretty okay song. I feel like this song is kind of like a cross between U2 and Sting. I don't really care for the production that much. The Devlins had a song, Waiting was the song that was used in the pilot of the show 6 Feet Under. Waiting is a great song by the Devlins. If you listen to Crossing the River and you feel like it's okay, I wonder about their other songs, you should check out Waiting. That's a really great acoustic song, probably their best song in my opinion. Track 13, Sunny Day Real Estate 8. I did a video already on Sunny Day Real Estate's LP2, and this is a very interesting record. This also has the song 8, which is the 8th song Sunny Day Real Estate wrote. So I'm not really going to talk about Sunny Day Real Estate in this video, other than to say that because of the Batman Forever soundtrack, I discovered Sunny Day. Anyway, if you watch my video about the Pink album LP2, you'll understand how I feel about it. So anyway, gonna skip that one. And then finally, track 14, The Flaming Lips, Bad Days. I love The Flaming Lips. I love this song. The lyrics of the song are exactly like relatable, completely relatable to me in my life. The lyrics in their entirety are, you're sort of stuck where you are, but in your dreams, you can buy expensive cars. Or live on Mars and have it your way. And you hate your boss at your job, but in your dreams, you can blow his head off. In your dreams, show no mercy. And then at the end, he says, all your bad days will end. You have to sleep late when you can. Yeah. And the music video for that song is also amazing. If you've never seen the music video for Bad Days, go check it out. That song's actually off their album, Clouds Taste Metallic. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane with me. I've been having a good time talking about albums from 1995. Yeah, it's really fun to kind of revisit this and see all the random, unique artists that were on the soundtrack. I miss the 90s. It was a good time in music. Yeah. Anyway, give me a comment and let me know what you think. If you like these songs, if you like this soundtrack, if this soundtrack was also big for you back in 1995. I'd like to hear from you. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again.